MyBookie.com.
Thanks for listening to Miami Marlins Baseball. Marlins Baseball is brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. With the 10th Inning Show, here's the voice of the Marlins, Jack McMullen.
Well, the Fish get a win 5-0 over the Washington Nationals on Thursday night to tie a bow on the season series here. The Fish take 7 of the 13 against Washington, so they secure a season series W. Happy, Thursday night, Friday morning, if you're listening on the podcast. Jack McMullen, Rod Allen here. Ryan Weathers made his return in this one. He was on the 60-day injured list. It was his first start since June 7th. He worked 5 scoreless innings with 4 punch-outs and no walks. What jumped out about Ryan Weathers today for you?
His stuff. His stuff is filthy. You talked about he and Mackenzie Gore at the beginning of the show. Mackenzie started for the Nationals. 2 left-handers that are young, former number 1 draft choices, a couple of guys that really have not hit their stride in the major leagues. I'm looking forward to the day that Weathers can go out there and make 25 to 30 starts, because if he can look like that in 20 of the 25 or 20 of the 30, we've got ourselves a special pitcher, an all-star, and a front-of-the-rotation guy. His stuff is extraordinary. Fastball, explosive, couple of different breaking pitches, and the changeup, he's worked long and hard on that pitch, and it's really, really turned into an effective pitch for him.
Rod, credit to the Marlins bullpen as well. Tyler Phillips, he worked 2 scoreless in this one. Ronnie Enriquez with a scoreless 8th, and Michael Peterson with a scoreless 9th. Brian Navarretto, oh, by the way, caught a shutout in his first start with the Marlins in 5 years. I want to highlight Ronnie Enriquez. We talk so much about him for his 3 outs that he's getting, but it almost feels like his season has flown under the radar in the macro for the Fish, because it's always about the starting pitcher, or it's always about a guy that's in there every day. What about Ronnie Enriquez has impressed you most this year?
The fact that he's gotten better since day one. We didn't know a whole lot about Ronnie when he first showed up. We knew he had a good arm. We knew he had a good breaking pitch, but every single month he continued to get better and better and better. We were talking about him possibly making an all-star team. When the all-star teams were selected, he was pitching that well at the time, but unknown. But he's known now in Major League Baseball, and he's got one of the more electric fastballs and breaking balls, and he's a nice back end of the piece of any bullpen.
Offensively, what jumped out to you today? Obviously, Wagaman had the 2-run double. That was the big blow, but it seemed like the Marlins kind of hit the ground running in this one.
I kind of like that. Xavier took advantage of an errant play, and by the shortstop, Abrams, he got a base hit on it, but it's a play that Abrams probably should have made. Marcy, he also reached on the fielder's choice. He came around to score. Sacrifice fly for Hernandez, base hit by Wagaman. Those were the first 2 runs they scored, and they really didn't need anything other than that. So they got off to a nice start. One of the things that you and I have been talking about since I've been here the last 7 days is win that first inning. Yep. The team that wins the first inning is usually the team that comes out on top more often than not.
And the Marlins won the first inning today 2-0. They win the game 5-0 over the Washington Nationals. Rod Allen, last time we get to work with you on the radio side this year, man. Been an absolute pleasure.
All right, buddy. I'll see you soon.
Dude, all right. You will hear him on the TV side if you tune in during Marlins Tigers. But you know what? Split your time between TV and radio.
I'll come hang.
We'll be back in 2 minutes. Highlights when we come back on the Marlins Radio Network. Xavier lifts off. He goes high in the air, out to right and deep. Cruz is looking up at the wall. He leaps up, and it's gone. It just snuck over the short wall. I think Dylan Cruz, he leaped up. That got right to the left of his glove, and that snuck over that short porch. Xavier Edwards hits a 3-run blast, and there's your breathing room for the Fish. 8-3 in the bottom of the 8th. This one blistered at 113 from Wagaman. 0-1. That one blistered out to left, falling quickly. Lyle dives and gets right past him. It rolls all the way to the wall. Marcy in from third. Here comes Mesa all the way from first. Throw coming home up the line a little bit, and Wagaman pushes to third. It's a 2-run double, and that doubles the Marlins lead. 4-0 Fish in the home 8.
It was amazing.
The picture burned into my brain as Weimer hits one high in the sky out to left. Lyle working back shy of the track. He makes the catch. That is deep enough. Wagaman will come in and score. A sacrifice fly makes it 5-0 Marlins in the bottom of the 8th.
Yo, network.
Win over the Washington Nationals 5-0, the final score today. Ryan Weathers 5 scoreless at his first start off the 60-day injured list. Weathers was fantastic. He outdueled Mackenzie Gore, who went 5 innings of 2-run baseball. How did this game sound? We'll let you know in a little bit. Brian Navarretto just caught a shutout. This note from Gali Sharoni, the great Gali Sharoni of Marlins Communications. It looks like Brian Navarretto has now caught 3 games in his major league career. He has started 3 games in his major league career. Brian Navarretto, his last start in the big leagues behind the dish, came with the Miami Marlins on August 25th, 2020 against the New York Mets. Over 5 years ago, he caught a shutout. And tonight, Brian Navarretto caught a shutout. Brian was standing by with Steven Strom postgame.
Brian, Ryan Weathers tonight. First of all, what did the preparation look like? You caught him in a couple of his rehab starts.
Right. I mean, everything was awesome, and the preparation was great. I mean, we communicate each other, and I mean, tonight he executed every pitches. He was unbelievable. I mean, I don't have nothing but respect for him, and I mean, that was awesome for him.
What was working for him pitch-wise?
I mean, his changeup and his sweeper, and able to command the zone, and I feel like he's attacked the zone and he's execute with 2 strikes and finish them. I think that was awesome, and that was why he's working today.
You had a heck of a week. Your first career home run and a shutout, the 10th for the team. What did you enjoy more?
I mean, both, but I think the shutout, man. I feel like it put the team in a good spot, and also like the pitchers and gaining their trust, and also like the pitching coach. I feel like for the team, the shutout means a lot to me. I think the homer also means a lot, but as a catcher, I take pride of that. So I think the shutout is the most important thing.
Brian, all of your teammates have talked about how great of a teammate you are. Why is it important for you to be a good teammate?
I mean, if I can help anybody, I feel like that's the most important thing. I mean, being able to be with them and helping, and I feel like that made myself better as a person and more as a player. So I got something always in my mind that my dad told me. It's we're born to be served, to serve, not to be served. So I'm here to help the guys whenever I can, and I mean, that's me. I mean, I just trying to be humble and trying to help the team win, and that's what we do.
Great job tonight. Thank you for the time, Brian.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Jack, back to you.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Brian Navarretto. Hard not to like that guy. Are you serious? That is awesome stuff from Brian Navarretto, and this is a team guy that, as Stephen mentioned, has had a heck of a week. Let's run you through how this contest sounded. Ryan Weathers, he did surrender a leadoff knock on the first pitch he threw off the injured list. It was an 107-mile-an-hour ground ball the other way from C.J. Abrams. Abrams stole second base, but with a flyout and a pair of punch-outs, Weathers got out of a scoreless first. In the bottom of the first, Fish gave him some run support here. Leadoff knock from Xavier Edwards. Back-to-back knocks from the 2-hitter Agustin Ramirez. Jacob Marcy reached on a fielder's choice, but then Heriberto Hernandez had a productive out to open scoring. First pitch to Heriberto. That one hit high in the sky. Out to left field, pretty deep. Dalen Lyle back to the track, circling on the track. He makes the catch, but that is plenty deep enough to plate X. The throw goes to second, and Marcy scurries in there standing up. That's a warning track sac fly for Heriberto Hernandez. He got just under it, but it does open scoring. It's 1-0 Fish. Pitch later. How about Wagaman delivering?
You need to stay ready for that heater.
First pitch to Eric Wagaman, drilled into straightaway central. They're waving Marcy around third base. Throw coming home up the third base line, and that's an RBI knock for Wagaman. Oh, it's 2-0 Fish in the bottom of the first against Mackenzie Gore. So the Fish immediately tacked 2 on against Gore, and that was it until the bottom of the 8th inning. Cruise control for Ryan Weathers. He did run into a little bit of a hairy situation in the top of the 4th. Back-to-back singles, Dalen Lyle and Andres Chaparro had runners at first and second with nobody gone, but then a pitcher's best friend, the old 4.63 DP. In his shoulder, dealing with a partial labrum tear. I want a chopper over to second. Taylor made. Flip to short for 1 and a flick to first in time for 2. X went down to a knee. He shuttled it over to the shortstop Acosta, and he didn't even set his feet. He tossed to first in plenty of time to get house. Lyle does go to third, but 4.63 on the DP. 2 men gone. Bounce out from Paul DeYoung ended the threat, and Ryan Weathers with a 1-2-3 fifth tied a bow on 5 scoreless in his return from the injured list. Fast forward, bottom of the 8th. Fish were up 2-0. They were looking for some insurance. Leadoff double down the right field line from Jacob Marcy. Heriberto Hernandez then walked, and Wagatak delivered again. 0-1. That one blistered out to left, falling quickly. Lyle dives. It gets right past him. It rolls all the way to the wall. Marcy in from third. Here comes Mesa all the way from first. Throw coming home up the line a little bit, and Wagaman pushes to third. It's a 2-run double, and that doubles the Marlins lead. 4-0 Fish in the home 8th. A hitter later, productive out, gave the Fish all the run production they needed tonight. The picture burned into my brain as Weimer hits one high in the sky out to left. Lyle working back shy of the track. He makes the catch. That is deep enough. Wagaman will come in and score. A sacrifice fly makes it 5-0 Marlins in the bottom of the 8th. So Weimer drove in the 5th and final run that the Marlins needed tonight. And how about a 1-2-3 inning from Michael Peterson and some Nostradamus behavior from Rod Allen. He called the heater center cut that was fouled away by Brady House, and he called this one to end the game. 2-2 is cut on and missed. Breaking ball gets him on the punch out.
And the strikeout.
Rod Allen is on it, and the Fish get a win. 5-0 over the Washington Nationals. That is a 4-game series split, and the season series belongs to the Marlins. They win 7 of the 13 against Washington this year. And again, your final score tonight, the Miami Marlins 5, the Washington Nationals 0. So that is how this one sounded. When we come back, we'll hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough. 10th inning show continues next on the Marlins Radio Network.
At lone.
Righty hitting catcher. He turns on a ball, sends it out to center field and deep. Bader is back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Brian Navarreto. It's his first major league homer and his first major league RBI. It starts to cut into it, but welcome back to the show. This guy had 5 plate appearances in the big leagues. They all came in the COVID season in 2020, and he reintroduces himself in style. 1. Wagaman drills out to left and deep. Marsh is back. That will slam off the wall. Augustine comes in to score. Hernandez wheels around. He goes first to third, and Wagatak has an RBI double to get the Marlins on the board. It's 4-1 in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Sanoja. That one smothered into the ground, and the shortstop Sosa charges. He fires on the run. It kicks off the facing of the dugout, and a run will come in to score. That one bounced right in front of the plate and directly over the top of the pitcher's mound, and that infield single plates Hernandez from third base. It's an RBI knock for Javi. It's 4-2 Phillies in the bottom of the 4th. Marcy's 10th stolen base in 12 attempts. Augustine's 12th in 15 attempts. And Otto drills a ball out to left and deep. That thing is gone. Onto the concourse. Otto Lopez drills a baseball, and it's a 3-run shot. Number 13 on the year for Lopez, and they open scoring quickly. 3-0 Fish, bottom 1. Payoff pitch. Otto hits well, out to left center field again. Marsh is back. He's looking up, and it's gone. Insurance from Otto, and it is his afternoon. All right, 10th inning show rolling on. Marlins get a win 5-0 in shutout fashion over the Washington Nationals. Ryan Weathers was excellent tonight. Let's hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough, after this one.
Ryan Weathers, 5 shutout innings there. How'd that compare to whatever your expectations were for what he would be able to do in his first start back?
Yeah, Ryan was terrific. I think, the one thing that really stood out to me tonight was how under control he looked right out of the chute. And I think it'd been very easy to have the length of layoff that he had, ton of adrenaline, getting back on a major league mound again and come out and get outside your mechanics a little bit, maybe overthrow some. But like Ryan, right away was, in a very good rhythm. His changeup was very good. He was, filling up the zone, got a lot of, they were swinging early and he got, a lot of early outs and was able to, really have a manageable pitch count through his 5 innings there. So, we're all excited to have Ryan back on the mound and again, healthy and pitching for us. And, tonight he was terrific.
Don't need to talk about a comeback tonight or late inning offense. The offense pounced early, a couple runs off. Or what do you think of the approach?
Yeah, Mackenzie Gore's a really good pitcher. I've seen him a lot. It's a really good fastball. He's got the changeup and breaking ball. So it's a tough night when you go against Mackenzie, and sometimes the first inning against a starter can sometimes be the the opportunity. At least not that we came out and ran some good at bats there early and able to get an early lead. And for Ryan too, that was probably nice to be able to go back out and pitch downhill some. So I thought we swung the bats as a whole well again tonight. Eric Wagaman had a nice night. That was a really big hit. He got in the 8th to extend the lead, and Marcy continues to just always kind of come up now and find ways to either get rallies started or just come through in a variety of ways offensively. So good to get some early and then the ability late to tack on.
Your relievers really kept things going for Weathers. The pilot Ronnie, and you get through all of it. No walks in the last 2 games after 8 walks in the previous 2 games. What did you see from your pitchers that allowed them to be able to have that type of success?
Yeah, you said like the base on ball, the walk is something that we really struggled with early in the season and felt like when we started to turn things around as a team and in particular with our pitching staff, I think a lot of it can be traced back to, how much our walk rate was cut down. And we believe we have a lot of pitchers that have tremendous arm talent and really high quality stuff. And it's no good though if you don't get the ball in the zone against major league hitters. So for us to get back to, we feel like is going to be, a real part of having success is filling up the strike zone and making people earn their way on. And we see the difference when we're, pounding it and filling up the way we are that, we have a lot of, really, really good pitchers.
With Ryan, it's a matter of end on a good note. The pitch count was probably maybe too close to a lot of them.
Yeah. He could have gone 80 or 85 pitches, and it was that or in the ups. So he got 5 ups, and with this the first one back, it was going to play with both either 5 ups or the pitch count, kind of whichever came first. And so this was great to be able to get through 5 innings. I think 19 hitters on 66 pitches really speaks to how efficient he was tonight, and we can use this one for his next one to up the count a little bit, and it'll give him a chance next time to go beyond 5. Yeah, he was great. It was I think you could see, he was just bouncing around like he had a great tempo to what was going on. He seemed very, very comfortable and confident back there with how he received and worked everybody that came in the game today. He had some great blocks. The play and the swinging bunt that he made up the line on Abrams. Those are tough plays, and you never know how an inning goes if those aren't able to be completed. So, Navi got back there today, first major league start, and to catch a shutout, and he did a great job.
All right, that was Clayton McCullough after this one. Very complimentary of Ryan Weathers' work today. This just clicked for me. There's a chance Clayton McCullough knows Mackenzie Gore because Gore was committed to East Carolina, and he was very complimentary of Mackenzie Gore as well. But I would be curious. I will ask Clayton that tomorrow if he knows Gore. But he knows Weathers well, and he was very happy with Ryan Weathers' performance today. 5-0 the win for the Marlins over the Washington Nationals. When we come back, we'll hear from Wethy, we'll get Steve's takes, and we'll say see you later. 10th Inning Show concludes next on the Marlins Radio Network. Saw that in the Luzardo return this offseason and the Sanchez return.
2-2, a little chopper to second. Coming in is McNeil, throws to the plate, not in time. Diving in is Edwards, and the Marlins also get the benefit of getting Hicks aboard as McNeil went to the plate here at Citi Field. And a ground ball softly at right side, backhanded by Alonso, throws off the glove of Holmes, rounding third now, and coming home is Liam Hicks, and the Marlins get a run. Johnston will go to 1. He's got 59 RBIs on the year. And a line drive base hit to left field, rounding third is Johnson. He'll score without a throw. Good response by the Marlins, taking advantage of a Met miscue and some timely hitting too. And the Marlins have 3 in the inning and a 4-2 lead. That was good to see. Hit it hard. Pitch on the way, driven and over the shortstop's head. Lindor base hit. Hit so hard, bobbled in left field. Now the green light from Blake Lally. He's run it well, and diving in and scoring is Jacob Marcy, who probably would have stopped if it wasn't bobbled by Nimmo in left field, but that was scorched. And Ramirez drives in the run. The Marlins have the lead.
April.
Otto Lopez is up, broken bat, right side. McNeil fields, throws to the plate, slides, safe is the call at home plate. Liam Hicks went in the back door. Let's see if the Mets will challenge. Have scored 2 still. Only 1 out. He hits one in the air to shallow center. Ramirez going to third. Mullins will grab. Ramirez going to try it. Throw to the plate is cut off, and Ramirez scored. Runner safe at second base. That was very important. The Mets are throwing to third to see if Ramirez left early.
Beatty goes. The payoff pitch is lifted out to center field. That's hanging up for Hill. Long run in for him. Hill dives, and he makes the catch. Derek Hill. All right, 10th Inning Show is wrapping up here. We will hear from Ryan Weathers in a matter of moments. It looks like it is in there. Steve, you want to go first, or we want Weathers to go first?
What do you want, man? I don't know. It's up to you. I'd love to hear from Ryan Weathers. You want to hear him, or you want to go takes first?
Let's go Ryan.
I got Weathy right here. All right, let's play Ryan Weathers. Bring it up, Ahmed, on StreamYard.
For sure. I think of all of my starts in my career, today was probably the most nerves I've had. First time I've ever had an arm injury, so you want to.
All right, we will. You know what? We're gonna get takes, and then we're gonna hear from Weathers.
All right,
how does that
cool.
sound?
All right.
Oh, is it ready?
Is it good?
Okay, here's Weathers.
So the first inning, I definitely felt like I was cautious, and then let a couple go, and it's like, all right, I'm good to go. So just a blessing to be back.
What was it that was working particularly well for you out on the mound as you really started to get into a groove?
I think just pounding the strike zone. I think I finished with 68 pitches, 44 strikes, or 48, something like that. And getting ahead's a big part of this game, a big part of pitching. So getting ahead, staying ahead, and putting them away, and getting a lot of weak contact on the ground.
You mentioned letting them go. I think that strikeout in particular, Riley Adams, is your fastest pitch ever to get a strikeout on. Just how, in terms of velocity, stuff, maybe in that moment too, just how did you feel?
Felt great. Saw a good moment to go up and away right there, and was like, I'm just going to let it eat and see what happens. So it felt good.
Does it feel different out of the hand?
I thought it had a little bit more in the tank on that one. I was definitely fishing for the punch out there in that situation. So, yeah, he put up a good AB, and just happy that I executed.
Just how exciting is it to be back and to finish stronger and knowing that you can carry this until the off season and have a full normal off season, preparing your body and everything so you can go into spring training being healthy and just hopefully putting a full season together.
For sure. The Lord put me on this earth to play baseball, so as soon as I was told the initial news of how my injury and the severity of it, I had this area circled on the calendar. I wanted to come back and pitch for the Marlins. I love putting on a big league uniform. I'll always say that sitting here. So that to me was, it was more important not just for me, but for the guys and the staff, like for me to get back and put forth my best effort to try to get back. Could have very easily just shut it down, like I'm not pitching this year, but that's not my personality. It's not who I am. So it just felt good to be healthy and back on a big league mound.
At what point do you feel like the nerves kind of went away today, or you kind of felt like your old self?
I think I let a heater go towards the end of the first inning, in the second, third AB, and was like, all right, it's real. I'm back, and, I'm ready to rock and roll.
Kind of playing off of that, it's like you said you had the nerves, and then the first pitch you throw, and it goes through this. Well, what's going through your mind is that I guess is happening.
Shouldn't have thrown a fastball. That's what. No, he's a good hitter. I know CJ a little bit from when we were with San Diego together. He's a good player, put a good swing on the ball, but definitely shouldn't throw him a fastball.
So you said going into the game, more nerves than maybe you've ever had in a start. So in terms of the joy that you're feeling after this one, where does that stand in comparison to some of your other starts at this level?
I just look at it with gratitude. The Lord's blessed me for getting back. He's put me through a lot the last couple of years with injuries, and it's shown me a lot. It's made me a lot tougher mentally as a person. And I'm just happy to be putting the Marlins uniform back on.
You kind of touch on the work with Navi, but just working with him today, and I think he also called you a little bit in the minor league. So how was that?
I love his energy behind the plate. There's a reason why you're called a battery, and that energy he was providing behind the plate, just in the pregame bullpen. When the catcher shows you your glove to a pitcher, it gives you a little bit of let's go back to it, like after just threw a good one. Called a good game. Obviously, it's the first time he's called me at this level, so the more he catches me, if he continues to catch me, he'll start understanding how I like to operate in the zone. And obviously, like with Fortes, like I threw to him so many times, like it, so now with Hicks, with Ramirez, now with Navi, like just figuring out how I work as a pitcher, that's important. And he took a big step tonight.
All right, that was Ryan Weathers after his start. Ryan Weathers happy to be back on a mound wearing a big league uniform, and we are happy that he is back on the mound wearing our big league uniform. 5 scoreless, 4 punch-outs, no walks. Steven Strom, where do you want to go?
The changeup. How good was that changeup tonight? 6 whiffs on it. Listen, just to see Ryan Weathers back out there, and you heard him like so many people talk about the mental side of sports, and you heard him in the beginning of this, like there was some hesitancy of letting it go. I mean, it doesn't matter, how many starts you make and what injury it is. At the end of the day, like when you go on a big league mound, there's always going to be those nerves, those jitters, those hesitations to really let it loose. So it was awesome to hear Ryan in his post-game availability be real about that and then turn in 5 shutout, get the win. You mentioned it, the 4 punch-outs, and that was an efficient and economical outing. We shall see what's next for Weathers. A couple other takes I want to give you, Jack, before we sign off. I love the fast start tonight. Plating 2, I thought, in the first frame was huge. You get the Burt sacrifice fly. How about Wags, man?
Yeah.
9 for 23 in the month of September. What's that average? That's over 350. 10th shutout of the season for the Marlins. And, Jack, this comes at a time where the Nationals, they had scored 55 runs in their first 9 games of September. This was, I don't care if James Wood and Josh Bell weren't in the lineup. This was a significant number for the Marlins to go out and get a shutout. Brian Alvarado behind the plate. We heard him and his teammates continue to rave about him. Ryan Weathers, Tyler Phillips, Ronnie Enriquez, Michael Peterson. Awesome job. Last thing. Ronnie Enriquez, you may have said this, Jack, tonight became the 4th reliever in Marlins history to reach 90 strikeouts in a single season. That is significant, and he continues to add on to what is an outstanding 2025.
Ditto. We were talking about Ronnie Enriquez with Rod Allen, and he was raving about what they have found in this guy, and I'm totally with it. Like, this year has just been, you could say, unbelievable, and I buy that because, again, he was DFA'd and claimed during spring training, right before spring training. So really riveting stuff with Ronnie. Eric Wagaman, 9 for 23 is 391 in the month of September.
Yeah, that's
Swing
more like
it,
Wags. Yeah, it's more
Swing it. I'd be curious how many pitching matchups have had former Cy Young Award winners go at each other in 2024 or in 2025, pardon. You got the 2024 American League Cy Young Award winner, Tarek Skubal, getting the ball tomorrow against the 22 NL Cy Young Award winner, Sandy Alcantara. Sandy and Skubal at 7:10 tomorrow in the pitching matchup of all pitching matchups. Steve-O hits the air at 6:30, Dollar Dog Night, post-game fireworks. If there's anywhere else to be, I'm going to call you a liar. Okay, huge thank you to Ahmed Jordan in studio for Steven Strom.
Great job by you, Jack.
Hey, great job by you. Great job by Rod. And we will miss Rod on the radio side this year. That was his last one.
Yeah.
5-0 to win for the Marlins over the Washington Nationals. And this has been a presentation of Miami Marlins baseball on the Marlins Radio Network.
Number 1.